Ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully infiltrated Onision's Patreon. For those of you who don't know, he offers a very, very, very exclusive audio podcast. A podcast that's so good that people are throwing their money left and right in order for this extreme exclusivity. And it just so happens on this exclusive podcast that very few people even know about, that he mentions me, talks about me. So, that's what we're going to be responding to today. Let's go.
But no, I wanted to talk about just the consistent thing with people who are super dramatic. I'm dramatic. I have been dramatic at times, at least, and I gotta be.
You've been dramatic at times. See, he uses phrases like at times to downplay the fact that like 99.9 is dramatic from you. Saying that you're dramatic at times is putting it really, really, really lightly. Anybody goes to your Twitter, you can see yourself spurg out about every small little thing. Anytime there's a tragedy, anything that happens. Onision spurg! Just wait to the very end of this podcast and you'll see him spewing some real steam out of his ears. That's what makes these videos so fun. And you know, speaking of blowing some steam, special thanks to our sponsor today, World of Tanks Blitz. What I'm most shocked about in World of Tanks Blitz is the fact that it's completely cross-platform across all devices. I'm talking about ISO, Android, Windows, Mac OS. Intense tank battles are literally one click away on any device, which makes this far more flexible than any other game that I've played in recent months. There's a lot of tactical elements in World of Tanks Blitz, and you can easily demonstrate that by using smart tactics, such as me here shooting the back of a tank and absolutely crippling it. I actually took out a total of 3 tanks easy just by setting myself up in a strategic position. You like sniping? You can definitely do that. You like ambushing, but most of all, if you like team play, this is where World of Tanks Blitz really comes into play for having some awesome matches against other players all around the world. 7 versus 7 battles. Research your tank, upgrade your tank, customize your tank, and outsmart your enemies. And if you install the game using my special links below, it's a special bonus for brand new players, a tank tie 6 and 7 days on a premium account. And as always, thank you for supporting the channel by downloading World of Tanks Blitz. Not only support me, but you support my videos, so I can keep making videos like this in the future. Best of luck and start blowing out some steam soon. There's a lot of that in World of Tanks Blitz.
Real about that if I ever want to get through the program, the 24,000 step program. But today someone came to the forums, and I'm glad they came to the forum in the sense that I have something to talk about. But it's just like, you know, a lot of anger from me in regards to it, because I've seen this before. There's this big time, well, not really big time, he's just a known YouTuber.
Hi, Greg. That's me.
And he once came to me and apologized for trying to destroy my life. Like, he literally tried to contact my to-be in-laws and prevent them from ever having a relationship with this person, which would prevent people I love more than anything from existing. He basically just did the ultimate crime against me. Like, worst pile of crap human being thing on earth he could do, he did. He tried to ruin my life. And so he later on sent an apology via email saying how sorry he was because, of course, it turns out I'm a great guy. Oh, wow, whoa, hey, I don't know you. I shouldn't have judged you. Like, why did I jump to those conclusions, Greg? I'm so sorry.
All right, first of all, Greg, congratulations for being able to twist things to make yourself look like some sort of hero or martyr here. And as you later see in this video, what he does with it is exactly what I predicted he would do. So over 7 years ago, this was a long time ago, when I first started making, when I first made my first few videos on Onision, and he first was, talking with his 17-year-old, now wife, husband. They're married now. Over 7-8 years ago, I sent a message to the parents on Facebook saying, hey, this person has, a lot of controversy around him. Just be careful. Your daughter should know fully everything before you, give her away to this person to get married, I sent that out of genuine concern, and 8 years ago, I look back at that, and I'm apologetic of that. I shouldn't have done it. I would never do that now. And I sent Onision over 2 years ago an email saying, hey, I just wanted to apologize for doing this specific thing. And see, so what you gotta understand about Greg is if you do something specific, right, and then you say, you know what, I probably shouldn't have done this, or I should have said this differently, or I shouldn't have said it that way, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. I apologize for something specific. And what Greg does here is he takes something very specific that I apologize for, and he uses that as a universal apology of me admitting that everything I've ever said about him is somehow mute and wrong. Okay? And that's just not the reality. You're not a great guy. You're not a good person. And just because I apologized to you on something specifically 2 years ago, like a very specific thing, I have to keep saying that word, it's very specific. He applies that to himself as like this universal thing, and he does this with everybody, it's not just me. So my suggestion to anybody is don't ever apologize to Onion Boy, no matter what. Even if you do wrong, don't apologize to him, because what he'll do is he'll take that apology, he'll wear it on his chest like a badge of armor, and then try to rewrite your apology to mean something that it really didn't at all. You can actually see my original email right here. You can see what I said to him. You can see it in full context. And you see, Greg, you're somebody who can't move on from the past, clearly, because I don't even know what you're talking about. It's not relevant nowadays. If you want to make it relevant again, I'll talk about it again. And thus it will get more views and more attention on me, because I am somebody who always tries to address things fully. And I don't leave things out or try to twist things to suit my narrative. We all know that everything I talk about in my videos about you are things that you say and post online publicly. And somehow, I'm a stalker for that.
When this guy was making a bunch of money, right? He's making a good amount of money off just attacking me. And when the money started to dry up, when people started to like me more and they didn't believe him anymore, because it's always nonsense from these people.
Wait, what? No. That's not why I stopped making videos on you for like 3 to 4 years. I completely stopped. I stopped for almost like, I think 4 to 5 years I stopped making content on you. It wasn't because money dried up. My Onision responses have always been the most popular videos on my channel, even back 7 years ago. I stopped creating content on you because I got burnt out. Because at that time in my life when I was making responses to you, I felt like I was just repeating myself. And the thing is, in my new content that I make on you, Greg, what I make isn't repetitive anymore. I only make a video when there's new stuff to talk about that I haven't talked about, because you do something new and improved in terms of the mistake card. You do something crappy with your behavior and your actions, and then I cover it. See, I'm not gonna ever get burnt out from you ever again, because I'm only gonna cover you when it's relevant to stuff that you've done or said that I haven't covered in past videos.
What they'll do is they'll take tiny bits of information and they'll act like that paints the whole picture, and then they'll go with it. And then they'll say that I am one thing or another, even though I never said I was that, even though there's no real finite convictions to that conclusion. There's nothing. They'll go with it so they can make their pretty dollar. And when the dollars don't come anymore, then they say, oh, I'm sorry. Can we be friends now? My bad. I'm not making money off just trying to destroy your life anymore. So let's just go ahead and be bros.
Yeah, that's totally it. I wanted to apologize so I could be bros with you. You know, Greg, I always wanted to collaborate with you on your dying channel. That's been my dream goal, is to collaborate with Onision and pay $500 up to $1,000 on your Patreon just so I could be in a video of yours. Why should anybody even pay that now when you have one of these things, okay? This is your new toy. At that rate, no one's ever gonna want to pay you money to collaborate with them, because this is the new and improved, you know, actor or actress.
Well, I saw this from this person all that time ago, and I didn't buy it. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like it. I remembered what they did to me. And you know what they did? Later on, they did exactly the same thing. They went and took bits and pieces of information that didn't paint the full picture. They acted like it was something to generate a concrete conclusion. And then all over again, they're making tons of money off trashing me like crazy, just being absolutely terrible. And so it comes to this point where I'm just like, you know, these are people. These are how humans are. You know, if everyone is ever anti-me, or anti-whatever based on nothing, based on no admission of anything, based on no concrete evidence or anything like that, that person is basically trash to me. And the reason they're to me is because I know that their opinion isn't based on facts. It's based on how they feel in the moment. And when you have to base everything you do off how you feel, well, if I ever piss you off, you'll make up a whole reality around your stupid delusional brain so you can justify everything you do because you don't feel like you're a bad person. You don't feel this way. So events don't have to match up to anything except for what you feel.
This may have to be the most dishonest part of your podcast rant towards me. Because here on my channel, Repzion, I make a goal that if I report news, I try not. And I think I do a pretty good job. I mean, if my audience thinks otherwise, you can feel free to tell me. But I don't try to run off pure emotion. You know, if you look at my old content from 8-9 years ago, yeah, a lot of that stuff was built upon emotion and emotional responses and stuff like that. But now what I care about is providing factual, concrete evidence of what people do and say and their behaviors. And I don't go out of my way. I don't want to go out of my way to try to make somebody look bad, Greg. You do that yourself. I don't take little bits of information and try to spew it around. The thing is if you really think that I do that, how about you actually talk to me and actually have a conversation with me about, like, what things I'm twisting and trying to make out to be that are so dishonest and lying about you. Because I assure you, I don't. I use your own words against you because you're unable to be self-aware on understanding the things that you say. And you can't deal with the fact that people like myself, who are much larger than other smaller YouTubers, criticize you publicly, and that the public agrees with my criticisms of you, and that makes you spurg, and that makes you angry, and you are the one who gets so overly emotional with feelings that you can't sit back and acknowledge the fact that, hey, you know what? Maybe what these people are saying is true. I'm the #1 most hated person on YouTube, and there has to be a reason for that. Okay? Have you ever sat back and asked yourself, why am I, Onision, the #1 hated person on YouTube? Has it ever been a question that's ever crossed your mind?
Okay? And that's what's so frustrating with these people. Today on the forums, someone comes to the forum, they say, hey, I used to be anti-Onision. I used to be part of that community. And it turns out those people are super toxic and terrible. Whoa, go figure. A bunch of people who obsess over someone for no reason. They just obsess like maniacs day in, day out. They're just attacking and attacking and attacking. I could say air is good, water's delicious, hug your family members, take care of each other, and they would say I was Satan. Okay, this is how crazy these people are. You can do no right in their eyes because of their feelings. Okay? That's all that matters to them. It doesn't matter what's sitting right in front of them. Only thing that matters is how they feel.
No, I don't think you're Satan, Greg. And I actually agree with what you just said. You know, hug your family, love your family, be close to people you care about. I agree with you 100%. Water is wet. You know, again, my goal here on YouTube isn't to hate on you. You know, I'm not interested in the whole hater card. You're 30 years old. Who uses the term hater? It's a juvenile terminology to begin with. Even people who dislike me, I don't refer to them as my haters. I just say they don't like me.
So you have this person come to the forum and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, it turns out the anti-O community is crazy. What was I thinking? Yada, yada. And I'm just sitting here going, F you. Seriously, F you. Because these people are trying to destroy my life. Okay? I see my life turned upside down significantly by these motherfuckers because my video views just completely disappear, and instead YouTube's recommending all these making up lies about me. So what's that supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that?
Greg, and my question to you is, if you really think this about me, what lies? Can you, for once in your entire life existence, be straightforward with me? With me, not anybody else, not people on your YouNow streams, not all your little fan posses. Like, I want you to be honest with me for 1 second. What have I lied about? And show me what I have lied about. And show me what I have gotten wrong. You don't do that.
You have people literally destroying your job right in front of you because they're all drinking the Kool-Aid and they're basing it on absolutely nothing. And then they come to me with sorry. How about $1 million? How about you come to me with a sorry and $1 million? Because I guarantee you, if I didn't have an enormous amount of out there lying about me, my career would still be in pretty good shape, okay?
That's a golden statement from you, Greggy Poo. If it wasn't for all those a-holes lying about me, my career would be in really good shape. No, no, and no. That has to be one of the most dishonest things that you've ever said. You think your views have declined because of me, Mr. Repzion? Your views have declined because your content isn't good. There's nothing of substance. Now, you could say the same about me. That's fine, because primarily, a lot of my responses rely upon other people's videos, 100%. That's what video responses are. I have to respond to something in a commentary, and people have to do things in order for me to talk about it. So yes, you can say my content doesn't have any substance. That's fine. You're entitled to think that. Doesn't bother me at all. You can hate my videos. Doesn't bother me at all. But you, Greg, your content has no substance. It's the same content. It's stagnant content that you've been producing for 9 years. If you go on my channel and you go back to my earliest videos, you can see a transition of all the content that I've made and the things and how I've changed as a person, how I've grown, how my opinions, how my beliefs have changed, how I've shifted my content dramatically. 2-3 years ago, I would never cover, commentary-esque such news stuff and beauty guru stuff, but that's what I do now. I cover drama on YouTube, and I try to report it as best and as accurate as possible. That's not to say I'm not going to make mistakes sometimes, but I guarantee your failure as a YouTuber, your decline of views, has nothing to do with me. You've already said so yourself. If anything, Greg, I help you get more views. Every time I talk about you, people know more about you. They know more about your videos. There's always somebody who goes to your channel after I make a video and they click on one of your videos. You're always getting extra views from me, whether it's positive or negative, doesn't matter. It's a view is a view, man. I feel like right now, I'm being taken for granted by Onision. And it's really starting to hurt my feelings, and I'm starting to feel neglected, and that I'm not appreciated for what I do for your channel, Greg. Just show me a little bit of respect, please.
They say I was an anti-O member, hear me out. They could be quite a handful. You are a handful. It's still you. You have creepy forums, but your forums are 18 plus. That is not new information. That has been out there this whole time, but you chose to ignore it because you wanted to hate. You do not operate in the world of reality. You operate in the world of feelings, which is why I want nothing to do with you. But then 3, they say if you're removing weeds and dangerous plants from your backyard, something got a bit messed up and the county told you to fix it, then fix it, everything's all rainbows and sunshine. Right. Actually, the county told me, this is what's ridiculous, they told me to plant over plants. They said, you need to plant in this area, and I'm looking at the area and there's already there, okay? They're like, yeah, it was actually blackberry bushes, but you can go ahead and plant these. They gave me a list of plants, and I did plants. I tried to find like whatever dirt patches I could, but there were it's almost nothing there. So like totally like plants everywhere and almost no dirt patches since it's all regrown. Anyway, point is the county agreed with me. The independent investor Gator agreed with me that I said it was like primarily noxious weeds, okay? Greg is right, because he's honest, and you people constantly question me this whole and look at you now. You're coming to me and you're apologizing for not listening to me. And you expect me to just be like, oh, okay, sure. Dumb only thinks with his emotions and can't say a single fact if it's screaming in his face. I totally want to be cool with you. No, I want you to go get out of my life forever. I want nothing to do with you.
All right, I don't want to mention this anymore, but this is my last time I'm going to mention this because it's just, this specific topic is a dead horse for me. Greg, it's not the fact that you pulled up weeds or whatever vegetation that there was. It's the fact that it was in a buffer zone, okay? It's that simple. Doesn't matter if it's blackberries, doesn't matter if it's nettles, doesn't matter if it's it's not about what it was. It's about the area in which you did it. A buffer zone. You have a wetland, you have a zone in which you cannot rip up vegetation. Doesn't matter what the vegetation is, you're not supposed to rip it up because by ripping up the vegetation, you affect the water flow of the wetland. It's that simple. That's why the county made you replant things, is because you ripped up vegetation in a buffer zone. It is that simple. It's an illegal document. People have posted the legal document. You can see the entire legal defense that you tried to say that you didn't need to replant anything. Like, you had a lawyer represent you. Your lawyer went to court representing you. You were never physically in the court. You didn't have to be, but your lawyer went to court to represent you, and it was thrown out because of how ridiculous it was, because you violated the buffer zone. It's that simple. You violated a buffer zone, you had to replant things, you destroyed parts of a wetland. Doesn't matter if it's blackberries, doesn't matter the vegetation, it doesn't matter. What matters is you destroyed a buffer zone, part of a wetland. That's it. By your own acknowledgement, even though you can't seem to admit this, you destroyed vegetation that's part of a wetland. You destroyed wetlands. It's not hard to follow. Any person who is a 6-year-old can grasp this concept, but you can't. I know it's difficult to admit sometimes when you're wrong about something, but this is one of those times where it's just say, you know what? I shouldn't have ripped up vegetation in a buffer zone. I was wrong. I fixed it. That's all you have to do. And people would lean off of you. People wouldn't care, but you can't do that. You won't do that. You want to stroke your ego? I'm Onision, I'm right, and I don't run on emotions or my feelings, I run on facts.
Anyway, the last thing they said was, I know nothing about your taxes, I don't care about them either, it's yours. Yeah, You know nothing about my taxes, yet you must have decided to hop on this bandwagon and act like you knew everything about my taxes.
Oh, you moron. I didn't hop on any bandwagon. I watched several videos that you made on your channel talking about the IRS situation that you put yourself into, okay? I'm not jumping on a bandwagon when you've publicly... We wouldn't even know about your tax situation had you not publicly came out and said, hey, I owe the IRS massive amounts of money, and I'm gonna blame TurboTax because TurboTax is the one that did everything wrong, and I tried to deduct tons and tons of stuff that I shouldn't have. I made a mistake. You blasted that mistake publicly on YouTube with your issues with the IRS. There's no bandwagon jumping with me. I responded and I listened to what you said, and it's a situation you put yourself into. Say that I made a video on my YouTube channel saying that I am getting a divorce. I'm not married, by the way. I hope to be. But I make a YouTube video on my channel telling people that I'm getting divorced because either my spouse or I cheated. It doesn't matter who. We're getting divorced because the marriage, we don't love each other, blah, 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 blah. I post that publicly on my YouTube channel. I then invite people online to examine, criticize, and discuss my divorce. Now, they wouldn't know that I'm having a divorce had I not uploaded a stupid video saying and telling my audience that I'm having a divorce. What is so difficult to understand about that concept? Nobody would understand. Nobody would know anything about your IRS problems had you not blasted it to the internet, and then we take that information and we go with it. You created the bandwagon yourself by the things that you post online. And as somebody who is old as you, it amazes me that you can't acknowledge that you invite the bandwagons based upon when you choose to post online. You want to make a 5-minute rant video on how TurboTax is at fault for something that you did? By all means, go right ahead, but people are going to laugh at you and they're going to make fun of you. That's how the internet works. It doesn't take a genius to figure that one out.
So those people, all I have to say is go yourselves, you stupid, delusional bastards. You are everything wrong with the world. It's you're kind of people who you cannot reason with, you cannot debate with, you cannot do anything to rationalize their reality. They are stuck in a dream, and they will never wake up from it, as far as I know, because I've never, ever seen anyone cured from stupid. You can't fix stupid. So, you for not trusting me, because I have been so consistent in my honesty, and people said I wasn't honest, and you trusted them even though they never even met me. Total strangers who were getting paid to lie about me. And look at you now, groveling with your sorries, shove them up your ass.
My, oh my, we have hit the steam pot. You can tell in his voice that he's spurging, he's frustrated, he's angry. And all you and I can really do is just sit back, laugh, take it in, and hope that one day in the future, maybe, maybe, when his Patreon literally goes under and he's not making a single penny, when his channel barely gets over 100 views per video, which could still happen, maybe one day, who knows? I don't know. All you and I can really do is just sit back and watch this man dig his grave so deep that he's gonna eventually hit hell, and there's not gonna be any returning from that. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, there's a very, 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 very tiny part of me that actually feels bad for him. I've tried to press that really, really far down because I don't want to have any, feeling bad for somebody like him. But it actually makes me sad when somebody who is this old cannot acknowledge something so basic and simple for why, your channel's dying, why people don't want to watch you, but most of all, why people hate you so much. Honest to God, if I was a YouTuber who was hated as much as Onision, right? I would stop creating content altogether. I wouldn't be able to live with myself because I'd be so self-conscious. And even though it's random strangers on the internet, I couldn't deal with that amount of negativity. There's no pride in being one of the most hated people on YouTube. And a small part of me thinks that maybe he likes that. Maybe deep down, this is all a facade, and he deeply actually likes being hated on YouTube so much. I don't know, guys. That's just my weird side of my brain speaking. But thank you for watching this video. Thanks for supporting my channel. All my socials are linked down below. I'm going to be streaming tonight on Twitch, twitch.tv/Repzion. I'll see you guys next week for another video.